Okay, people, this is, you're going to see this video labeled Quick Hits number 4. Now, Quick Hits is a way that I'm going to signify if the video is like a short video. Maybe, 5 to 15 minutes long. No pre-documentary, no documentary before the actual street footage. Just a quick little video. We're on Queens Boulevard, as I said. We're heading to 11116 Queens Boulevard, former site of the suite. Henry Hill's The Suite. Special shout out to the person that told me to do this video. I don't know if he wants me to mention his name. We'll just call him Mr. T. He knows who he is. I was going to do this and then I kind of stopped researching and I started doing other shit. But according to the Goodfellas Guide to New York, according to Henry Hill, this spot was located at 11116 Queens Boulevard. So that's where we're going. And he mentions it's right next door to a stone building. So that stone building is right here. Used to be a health club. Here it is. But 11116, former site of the suite, is going to be right here. This hibachi spot right here. 11116, former site of the suite. Let's get a view of what they might have seen at the time. This condo was built, I believe it said 91 or something, so this wasn't here at the time. But, this is Queens Boulevard. You kind of get a feel of what it looks like over here. So in the book Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi, Henry states that he took this place over at around 1967. Now, he takes it over from a guy by the name of Joey Rossano. Now, Joey Rossano was in debt. He was a degenerate gambler. He had a lot of debt with loan sharks, so Henry comes in, he takes the place over. Vario thinks it's a great idea. All the other guys love it. And after he takes it over, he takes over Rossano's debt from the loan sharks because Henry, according to him, these were weak loan sharks, so they weren't going to come after him for the money. So the debt's gone, and they keep it in Joey Rossano's name. Now, in the beginning, Vario says that, according to Henry, he doesn't want any wise guys hanging out here. He wants it to be somewhat legitimate. He doesn't want to draw attention. But according to what Henry says, within 6 months, this place is flooded with gangsters. You got, Burke is coming by, Tommy DeSimone. He mentions Angelo Sepe. He even says Vic Arena hangs out here. So this becomes, a mobster hangout, whether, they wanted it to be that way or not. He also mentions Parnell Stacks Edwards would come here, and he would come here as soon as Stacks would steal a credit card. He would run over to this place, give it to Henry. Henry would rack up a bunch of debt and a bunch of shit over here because he knew that the card wouldn't be reported yet. So they would ring up a bunch of shit, probably expensive liquor, all types of crap. And then, so that was another scam they had running out of here. So this would have also been the place, obviously, in the movie where Billy Batts was said to be first murdered. Attempted murder, because apparently they murder him after fully when he's banging on the trunk. But this was the place where that happened. And in the book Wise Guy, talks about Jimmy Burke has his hands around Billy Batts. They're talking, and then as Tommy approaches closer, Burke tightens his grip around Billy's neck, and DeSimone starts beating him with the gun, beating him to death, basically. Okay, continuing on. So Henry goes to jail, I believe, around 1972. So after that, this place kind of falls apart. There's a lot of debt. He's in jail. A lot of people owe money to him. everybody's got shit on credit, and Karen Hill is coming to him telling him nobody's paying, nobody's doing nothing. So the place kind of falls apart. I think it only lasted maybe 5 or 6 years as far as like being a hangout for these guys, these Lucchese guys and Henry Hill here. So I don't know, not much is known maybe about this place. I really couldn't find any pictures of what it looked like back then. So everything that we know is basically from Hill's mouth. But we know that this was the spot right here, 11116 Queens Boulevard. Right next to this stone building, which was a health club. Now it's a swimming thing, but you could tell this is old. They don't make buildings like this anymore. This is some solid stone right here. Now, another interesting fact here. 11112 Queens Boulevard was the site of Martin Krugman's Just for Men salon, wigs and hair salon and all that types of shit. So that was right here, and I'll show the flyer. And in the book, Wise Guy, it says it was right next door. But that was 11112. So we have 16, 10, then it skips over to 8. So like we see so many times, addresses change over the years. They get combined into one, or sometimes they just disappear completely. This might have been like 3 or 4 different stores at one point. So right here, if anybody's wondering, this is where Martin Krugman's Just for Men was. Who, you know, according to Henry, Jimmy Burke never liked him. He was kind of a weird guy. He didn't trust him. Thought he had some kind of... I think there was an incident where, I guess there was a couple of guys around Krugman who, maybe either Krugman or one of them threatened to go to the DA because they were being extorted. I don't know. Well, Jimmy Burke never trusted the guy. This is why when Henry Hill told Burke about the Lufthansa stuff, he kind of hesitated at first to let Burke know that Krugman was kind of the plug behind that shit. But in the end, obviously, they went through with it. So this is where Martin Krugman's hair salon was, right here, next door to the former location of the suite at 11116. Let's get a look at Queens Boulevard. Yeah, and the book, Goodfellas Guide to New York, he does mention that it's right here on the service road. He mentions it as being off Queens Boulevard, which it kind of is. It's on this little service road. That's the main drag right there, and then you have this little service road over here. So this is it. I don't know if anyone's ever did a video on this. If there was, I haven't seen it, but thanks once again to Mr. T, who reached out and reminded me to do this one. Henry Hill Suite. And Nicholas Pileggi's Wise Guy, he talks about Jimmy Burke being like a real prankster. You know, being a guy who liked to play games, mess with people. He said that sometimes guys would walk in here and Burke would hide on the side, and as soon as they walked in, they'd get a bucket of water thrown at them. Of course, he said they did that at Robert's Lounge too. He said he was kind of a prankster type dude. Now it's a hibachi, which is cool, I guess. You know, hibachi's good. And then right there where New Penang says over there, New Penang, Tokyo, that would have been where Martin Krugman's spot was. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think it's cool that you guys just get to see this. Some Goodfellas history. And it was inside these doors back here where that scene took place. Billy Bats. Also in this area, it speaks about in Wise Guy book, you know, Henry talks about having apartments here around the block from here. You know, if you go to this area, there's a lot of apartment buildings. You know, he was hiding his mistress and just a lot of shit. And if you go, you know, down here, you can get to the 59th Street Bridge rather quickly. You can get into Manhattan. So this was one of the good reasons why this place was here. A lot of wise guys would stop by before they go into the city. They can go right over the Queens Bridge or the 59th Street Bridge. On the books, it's called the Mayor Koch Bridge, but I call it the Queens Bridge because, you know, I'm a New Yorker. And then on the other side, of course, is 59th Street, Manhattan. That's why you would call it the 59th Street Bridge. But, all right, let me walk over here. Actually, let me walk across the street. We'll get a big view of this, and then we'll get out of here. Like I said, we call these quick hits, quick videos. No documentary beforehand, just a little footage, a little talk. There is the Stone Health Club. There is the former site of the Suite, 11116, and right next door, that would have been 11112, would have been Martin Krugman's Just for Men. And I put up the flyer. I'll put it up again right now. This is it. Good fellas, buddy. All right. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this. You guys have a tremendous week ahead. And that's it.